The 2026 All-Star Game is sparking outrage. Players and fans are furious over shocking roster and format decisions.
Brandon Ingram just named by Adam Silver as Steph Curry's All-Star injury replacement this weekend down in LA. A very cool honor for Ingram, his second All-Star nod, first since 2019-20 in his first year with the Pelicans.
Stephen Curry won't play in the 2026 NBA All-Star Game. Brandon Ingram will take his spot. This news shook All-Star Weekend, which was supposed to be all about excitement and a new, reimagined format for the mid-season event. Curry will be watching from the sidelines with his right knee elevated. The Golden State Warriors guard is dealing with a lingering knee injury that hasn't healed as hoped. On February 10th, 2026, the NBA announced that Toronto Raptors forward Brandon Ingram will replace Curry on the USA Stripes roster. Commissioner Adam Silver made the decision after Curry was ruled out. The injury is called patellofemoral pain syndrome, also known as runner's knee. It's caused by overuse and leads to pain around or behind the kneecap. Importantly, it's not a tear. It's inflammation and irritation in the knee joint. Curry's injury is not a ligament tear, meniscus problem, or career-threatening injury. But it has been painful enough to keep one of the greatest shooters in basketball off the court at a crucial time for the Warriors, who rely on his scoring and ability to stretch defenses. The timeline shows how his body struggled under the demands of top-level basketball. The knee first acted up about 2 weeks before early February during a routine individual workout, normally low risk. Curry missed the January 26 game against the Minnesota Timberwolves as a precaution, then returned for 2 games, scoring 27 and 23 points, which suggested the knee was improving. However, on January 30th, during a home loss to the Detroit Pistons, Curry had to leave in the third quarter, limping as the pain became too much to push through with willpower alone. That January 30th game was the turning point for Curry's February. After that, his absences started piling up with no clear return date. He missed 4 straight games, then 5, including the February 9th victory over the Memphis Grizzlies and the February 11th matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. Warriors coach Steve Kerr called it day-to-day, but chose the cautious approach any team would take with a 37-year-old superstar with 4 championships. Curry would sit out the All-Star game entirely, using the break to focus on recovery instead of playing. The target for his return is February 19th against the Boston Celtics at Chase Center, giving him about 20 days of rest and intensive rehab. Curry spoke about the challenge in an ESPN report. "It's a matter of learning as I go what works rehab-wise because it's still painful. You have to try to get rid of all the inflammation and pain. We still have a monitor and manage it, but if I come back too early, it could flare up." This shows the delicate balance he's managing. The pain isn't gone. Inflammation must be controlled daily, and rushing back could make things worse than just missing one exhibition game. For a player like Curry, whose game relies on constant movement, cutting, sprinting, and changing direction, knee pain isn't just an annoyance. It directly affects everything that makes him one of the most dangerous offensive players of his generation. After the January 30th Pistons game, an MRI showed no severe structural damage, but the Warriors still ordered the scan, highlighting the concern for a 37-year-old guard who has already missed 15 games this season due to various injuries and illnesses, including quads, ankles, and earlier knee inflammation. The team is clearly focused on the long term. Runner's knee is managed with rest, anti-inflammation treatment, physical therapy, and a gradual return to play to prevent recurrence. With Curry still aiming for the playoffs, playing in an exhibition game, even a newly designed All-Star format wouldn't make sense. This brings us to the replacement. Commissioner Adam Silver chose Brandon Ingram to take Curry's spot on the USA Stripes roster. Ingram is averaging 22 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game for the 32-22 Toronto Raptors, who sit 5th in the Eastern Conference. This will be Ingram's second All-Star appearance. Some fans raise questions because Curry is a Western Conference player and Ingram is in the East. But the 2026 All-Star format no longer uses East versus West. Instead, it's a round-robin tournament with USA Stars, USA Stripes, and a Team World roster. Since American players are split across 2 domestic teams, The league could slot Ingram into Curry's spot regardless of conference. Curry's absence quickly became a huge online debate. The impact goes beyond the All-Star game. It affects the Warriors' entire season. At 37 years old, Curry has already missed 15 games this season due to various minor injuries. Illness, a quad contusion, ankle soreness, and now stubborn knee inflammation. Each game he misses doesn't just change stats. It changes how teams defend Golden State. Without Curry, spacing collapses, off-ball movement loses its main decoy, and the Warriors have to grind for every basket. The team hopes that the 20-day All-Star break will give Curry enough time to fully recover before the postseason. But managing a chronic overuse injury in a joint that takes constant stress is never certain. When the NBA announced Brandon Ingram as Curry's replacement, the reaction online exploded. Fans on X, Reddit, Instagram, and YouTube immediately voiced strong, divided opinions. Comment sections and threads turned into battlegrounds within minutes. Basketball YouTube creators were already filming reaction videos to maximize clicks, and podcast hosts scrambled to dissect the decision. The main debate wasn't whether Brandon Ingram deserved an All-Star nod. His stats with the Toronto Raptors made a strong case, but whether he was the most deserving replacement for Stephen Curry's spot. The name Austin Reeves kept coming up in comments, tweets, and podcasts. Many fans argued the Western Conference guard stats made him a more logical replacement. The new All-Star format, which ignores conference affiliation, only intensified the frustration. Silver could have chosen any eligible American-born player, making the pool of snub candidates huge. Fan reactions range from polite disagreement to outright hostility. Some said they wouldn't watch without Curry. Others called for canceling the game in protest. This controversy added to an already contentious All-Star selection cycle. Notable snubs included James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid. Harden's omission sparked heavy backlash. Leonard was initially left out even though the game was at his home arena, and Embiid's absence raised questions about whether the process rewards stats or just players from winning. Even LeBron James' inclusion on USA stripes became controversial. Some fans and analysts questioned whether he deserved the spot based on this season's performance, or if his legacy and name recognition carried him onto the roster. Critics said he had no business on the All-Star team, while Lakers fans pointed out that fan voting plays a major role, reflecting popularity as much as stats. The new round-robin format also drew criticism. It was meant to boost competitiveness and highlight the NBA's global talent, but many fans saw it as a gimmick. The reality that players don't always give their best in exhibition games wasn't fixed just by rearranging teams. The Team World roster faced backlash too. Fans questioned picks like Pascal Siakam and Deni Avdija, claiming the international team seemed padded to meet a quota. Supporters argued Siakam's consistency in Indiana and Avdija's breakout in Portland were legitimate, but nuance rarely gains traction on social media, where outrage dominates. Amid all this chaos, Brandon Ingram responded with composure. He framed his selection as motivation rather than a slight, showing maturity despite the heated debate around his named NG teams. As ESPN reported, Brandon Ingram said, "I wasn't selected to be an all-star right away. I was a replacement. I'm motivated. I'm inspired by that." His response showed self-awareness and helped diffuse much of the criticism. He didn't claim to be Curry's equal or suggest he deserved the spot over anyone else.